Hi, Lee Phillips here. Yep, I'm still a liar. I mean a lawyer. Liar, that's Texan for attorney. I've told you that. Y'all go down and see your liar, right? I want to talk about probate on a LLC, and how we avoid that. The way you avoid it is you have your living revocable trust own the membership interest, the stock, the ownership of your LLC. And so, okay, I've got my LLC. I've owned it. I've been running along with it. My wife owns part. I own part, whatever it is. And so what you're going to do is you set up your living revocable trust. And now we have to make the trust the owner, the member of the LLC. How do you do that? Well, it's not hard. It's your stuff. You do it internally. We don't usually deal with the state or anything. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your operating agreement. And in your operating agreement, it's going to say who the owners are, who the members are, and what percentage they own. Now, it could be you and you own 100%. That's often on a Schedule A or Exhibit 1 or whatever it is. It's usually an attachment or often an attachment at the back of the operating agreement. Remember, the operating agreement is your rule book. The articles of organization are what you filed with the state. Some states require that you disclose who the owners are. A lot of states don't. Now you're changing ownership because you're changing it from you to the trust. So go to the operating agreement. You may have to amend the operating agreement. In the operating agreement itself, there should be a paragraph or two that says, in order to amend the operating agreement, we have to do this. All the members have to approve it, blah, 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 blah. Read the instructions. This is your instruction book. So you make out a new section, a new Exhibit 1 or Schedule A or a new provision, new paragraph in the operating agreement, and you make out an amendment and say, we're amending the operating agreement to get a new Schedule 1. We're amending the operating agreement. Paragraph 26 is deleted and rewritten. It's rewritten to show the trust, not you, the trust is the owner. Now, you've got to remember there are three parts to your trust's name. Name of trust, date of trust, and trustee. Those three parts have got to be there. We've now amended the operating agreement. If you've done it right, you've got a membership interest log, and you've issued membership certificates, stock certificates, and you've got a stock ledger. So you will go and you'll get the membership certificate, the stock certificate that you've issued yourself. You bring that back in, you write void across it, you write void on the ledger. That's on membership certificate number 1. You issue membership certificate number 2, name of trust, date of trust, trustee, that goes in the ledger, and then that goes on the certificate. So I now have made a change in my ledger, and I've changed the certificate. And by the way, if you've got my materials, it automatically generates the operating agreement, including the ledger and the certificates. So it's easy to do. So I've now changed the operating agreement, I've now changed the ledger, and I've now changed the actual stock certificate. I brought one in, voided it, issued another one. Some states require an annual reporting of who the owners are. Is there any change? Well, if you're in a state that requires that, yeah, there has been a change. So the next time you update the state, then you change ownership from you to the trust. Name of trust, date of trust, trustee. And so you get a new statement with the state that says who the new owner is. Most states don't require that, so you're probably not going to have to worry about it. I've now changed ownership from me to the trust. Do I have to change the accounting in the trust to show that I'm not the owner anymore, the trust is the owner? Does my capital account go up or down? And the answer is no. This trust, this living revocable trust, is what we call a disregarded entity. Everybody disregards it. The IRS disregards it. Everybody disregards it. Well, then why are we going through all this crap? You're going through it so that you don't have, or your family doesn't have to probate the LLC after you die. So we want it in the trust. Perfect. And the rest of everything goes on just fat, dumb, and happy the way it always did, because the trust is disregarded. But technically, the trust owns the LLC. I always get the question, okay, does that mean I have to title the two pieces of property that are in the LLC? Do I have to make out new deeds from the LLC to the trust? And the answer is no. The trust already owns the LLC by default, so to speak. It owns everything that the LLC owns. So when you die, the owner of these two pieces of property, the LLC, it didn't die, did it? The owner of the LLC died. No, it's a trust now, so it didn't die either, so we don't have to probate. That's the trick. The owner of the LLC didn't die. You died. You're the manager. You're the trustee. But everything else is the same. Capital accounts don't change. Nothing changes. We've changed the operating agreement, the stock ledger, the membership interest ledger, and the membership certificates. And if we had to, we change something at the state. Ideally, you'd probably change it immediately at the state, but if you wait until the year's up, you're probably okay. Now, get my materials on how to operate the LLC and share this with your friends and comment down below. I actually answer the comments. In fact, make suggestions for me to do more videos, because I've got a lot of videos out here and I'm running out of ideas. As it says, as one of my favorite sayings is, my ignorance is profound. So if you could help me out those ways, I'd really appreciate it, guys. Remember to love us and like us and all that garbage too. This is Lee Phillips talking about how do I get a trust to own my LLC that I've already set up.